And it looks like it's going to have to be modified straight out of the packet. So what's unusual about that? This is the caliper, disc, and hub for a DA32w Landy. If you don't know, that is the 1.3 litre version of 1.3 litre engine version of the white van, or the silver van, the DA52/62. It has bigger brakes because of the bigger engine and the fact that it's not a K car. You can put 6 people in it, so it comes with bigger brakes for front and rear. This will be going on the white van today if I can make that happen. The person that removed this from their van so kindly cut the brake line rather than undoing it, which is very handy. I bought new brake lines, new banjo bolts, and new washers, so we'll put those in. We're going to run with the pads that are already on this because the disc is fairly beat up anyway. I'll replace all that at one time, but not today. This is going to be a quick, hopefully just a quick swap over. I already checked online and the ABS sensor is the same, so that will work. It's just the brake line that I have to swap over, undo these 2 bolts, undo the tie rod end, and then bolt it together. That should be all I need to do. Already checked that the wheels that are on the white van will fit on this this setup because this is bigger than the standard size. You can't fit this to a truck because the 12-inch wheels won't fit on anymore, and then you cannot get shucken in Japan. If you're in America or whatever, then you should be okay doing that. Just put on whatever wheels you want, but you won't be able to put on the ones that were on it before if they're 12-inch, if you know what I mean. Anyway, without further ado, I think that probably the easiest thing, is it going to be easier to switch the brake line now or once it's on the car? We'll do one side brake line first, and then the other side brake line after it's already fitted, and see which is easier. So yeah, first step is going to be to jack up the car, right? Okay, take the wheel off. Need some tools. I bought a bunch of different tools with me. Regular spanners, some sockets, the usual suspects, 10, 12, 14, 17, 19, 21. Probably won't need the 21, but you never know. Yeah, what's that? That's a 19. Breaker bar, small breaker bar, ratchet, and a pair of pliers. I will need the tie rod end splitter thing. I'll need that as well, but I'll go get that later. First thing I want to get is the wheel off. Yeah, right. I think I'm going to do one at a time because if I have a problem, yeah, I'm likely to have problems with this. So I'm going to do one at a time. This one's cracked. Always lower it down again to do the other side. So let's do that one at a time. I shouldn't be getting under the car with this, so I'm not going to bother with jack stands. Why aren't I using the air? Well, air tools, why not? I don't know. Can't be bothered starting the air compressor. It's really easy to do, but can't be bothered. Quite sad, really. Have the equipment and you can't be bothered using it. Go over there. Right. Quite small. Now, what is the first thing to do? I want to attack that first. There's a bolt here. What's that? I'm guessing it's a 14. It is a 14. We can crack that. That should lift off this fairly easily. We'll need to get these 2 undone. We'll leave the caliper on it. There's no point taking that off. The thing I'm worried about most is this one here. I think this one here is going to be the hardest one to get off because they normally are I also think that the steering rack in this is not very good because it clunks, but that will be a mission for another day. I plan to just pull this steering rack off and put the steering rack from the silver van on. Don't want to mess around with inner tie rod ends. Can't be bothered. Right, we need a one of these, and we're going to undo. So, wow, okay. So whoever put those on did it with a rattle gun, probably. Yep, I cannot break that. So, going to need a 19, I think that is. Or is it a 17? It's a 17. There we go. Try the breaker bar, but probably not. I might have to get air for this. No, there we go. We're away. This one. It is moving. I'm getting bitten by mosquitoes. Not enjoying that. This would be easier with air tools. Should I just do that? I probably should. This is a bit ridiculous. Why struggle when you have the technology that you don't have to struggle? I'd be already done. Okay, I'm gonna get air for those. Do what you can with what you have. That's the wrong way. These mosquitoes are hungry. They haven't eaten in a while. I haven't been out here in a few days. Okay, this is ABS. I am going to replace these sensors, I think, because I have an ABS light on. Could be either one of these sensors. Wow, what a nightmare to get this off though. ABS sensor might not be getting done today. How do they come off? Yeah. Right. What do we say? 17. We should make light work of it. Straight out. Easy. Brake line. For the brake line, we're going to use a pair of pliers. Like most brake lines, there's a clip here that you need to get off. We'll do it now before it becomes a problem. I've got needle nose pliers, but they might not be good enough. Got the camera in an awkward spot. Because the camera's there, I can't get in there. So these are the wrong pliers. Don't bring these pliers, they don't work. I can't get in there with them. Can you get in there? No. So I'm gonna go get a pair of real pliers and a blade screwdriver. Before I do that though, I might zip out this bottom bolt down here, and then I can turn the air compressor off. We're spinning it on the other side. How wonderful. Right, that's off. That lower ball joint is ruined. That might be that's part of the problem. Lower ball joint is wrecked. That's never good. And the inner tie rod, I think, is ruined as well. Also never good. Right, pliers and screwdriver. There we go. One of those bad boys. Regular pliers, no problem. Needle nose pliers, not a chance. All right, that comes out like that. We will disconnect this from here because the whole line needs changing. This is probably going to dump brake fluid everywhere, so I'm not exactly happy about that. I'll undo that first. Get that one out of there. There we go. Don't lose those, need them. ABS, ABS, ABS. Such a pain. Got to be done though. Alright. What have we got? 10 mil. I might undo the ABS from the wheel. No. Get it done, get it done, get it done. I guess I do need to get under the car. These are just screws, they're not even bolts. You know how I feel about that. I don't like screws into metal because they flog out. Right, that's is that the last of them? Wow, is there like a plug? Like, how long is this damn cable, man? I don't know if the cables are the same. The sensor's the same. It goes all the way to there, really? Holy shit. Is this left or right? This is driver's side. And it does go all the way to the other side. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to need one axle stand. This is what I need. Ball joint separator. I got one of these because I'm going to have to get underneath the car to undo the ABS sensor line. Okay. So I am tempted to just leave the ABS sensor there and rule out this, because it might be this that's rooted, not the ABS sensor. That might not be a terrible idea. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna leave the ABS sensor here in the car, and I'm just gonna switch out the hub because the ABS sensor works by counting the teeth on a wheel that spins around. At least that's how I understand it to work. If the teeth on this aren't very good anymore, maybe that's giving a bad signal to the sensor. I don't really know why the sensor would fail, but if we can rule out this, then we use the sensor from the other one that might also be ruined. Who knows? Let's do that. Anyway, setting up a jack stand because I now have it. There we go. Easy as that. Right, let's get this ball joint undone real quick. We might not be able to do it with this. It's 21, right, okay. But I suspect that we're going to run out of... This bolt's not going to be long enough, I think. I'm going to max out the spray. Yeah, we have. So the problem here is I've maxed out this bolt before I'm able to apply any pressure to this. So this is not going to work. I need to put something in here so that it spaces it down so I can get more leverage on that. Or belt it with a hammer. I don't like belting these with a hammer. I need a spacer in there, I think. Let's undo this again. You didn't think this was going to be easy, did you? No, nothing's easy here. Okay, so we're going to try tightening this up onto this nut, and then hopefully that will give us the extra distance required to make this pop. And I hate this because it makes a horrible noise. Yep, there it goes. Done. Sweet. How bad is it? That one's actually still good. Yeah, that tie rod end is good. Inner tie rod, not so good. The lower arms in the silver van are not new, but I replaced them fairly recently, so I will steal them out of the silver van, but it won't be today. This is supposed to be quick. So yeah, if you're watching this and you see me leave the lower arm in, yes, I know that I should switch it out, but that's not what I'm about today. I'm just trying to get one thing done at a time. Okay, right, we can move on. Get this ABS sensor out of here. Do you come out of there, or are you going to be a bastard about it? You're going to be a bastard about it, which means I'm going to have to replace the sensor. This cable's not looking, it's not looking damaged, is it? Oh, screwdriver, here we go. Can get you out like this. There's probably extra things you have to undo to get this to come out, right? No, that's it. Wow, okay, so that is completely covered in like shards of metal. So maybe the teeth on... Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead, sound American. I'm thinking that's ruined, and yeah, there's little bits of metal stuck to it. So it's a magnet, is it? It might just need cleaning. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that really. It is covered in bits of metal schwarf. I wonder what the other one's like. I've also seen these covered in grease when I've pulled them out from other cars. So maybe that's got something to do with it. This lower ball joint has got no grease in it at all, and that's the reason I've got a clunk. So let's see if we can undo... Need to undo this brake line. So for that I'm going to need the brake spanner. It's a 10. How do I know it's a 10? I've played this game before. Alright. We're doing the whole I'm going to spin thing. Okay, so note to self. Undo the brake line before you remove this. Oh, Jesus. Undo this before you remove that, otherwise it's going to spin and you're going to have a bad time. We're going to get brake fluid everywhere. It's already coming everywhere. She's wanting to piss out. Yep, everywhere. Right, brake line removed. Brake line removed. I hate brake fluid. Look at it dripping. Just gonna keep dripping. What if that's gonna keep dripping forever? Could do. Here's our new brake line. I wonder if I shouldn't put this in to stop it from dripping everywhere. Ooh, is that an interesting problem? No, that works. Okay. Right, we'll tighten this up. This is our new brake line for the DA32w, the Landy. It's a much thicker line. We can hold this up. Nope, it's still going to drip everywhere. So that's just going to be something I have to deal with, I think. All right. 10. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how tight that is. This is just going to keep dripping brake fluid everywhere until I connect it to a caliper. Even if I put it up higher, it's still going to drip because it's downhill from the reservoir. I should have set up like a cup or something. I might do that now. Need to get this lower ball joint off. I think it should just lift out, especially if it's rooted. So you need to get out of the way. Do you just lift off? Here. Nope. Jeez, this ball joint is so dead. I don't actually think I can reuse this. It might be it actually, the amount of movement in it, I reckon that's dangerous. That is absolutely so I think this job just got bigger, unfortunately. One thing that I do know for a fact is you can switch these without even pulling the wheel off. You just undo that, undo those two, undo that, pop it out, put the next one back in. So I don't know how I'll go about, because the silver van is on the grass, I don't know how I'll go about jacking up the silver van while it's on the grass. I'm losing brake fluid too while I'm doing this, so that's not very good. But I don't think I can put this hub on this lower arm. It's just too look at that, absolutely rooted. It is slowly coming off here, but I might use the I can't use that. What can I use? Screwdriver. Come on, come out of there. I hate brake fluid, and I've got brake fluid everywhere. Everywhere. It is all over the ground. It's just everywhere. This is horrible. This is not a fun time for me. Okay, I got that off by just wiggling it and pulling it up and whatnot. So that's off now. And we can see clearly that this ball joint is absolutely... That is what that movement there, that might be all of the noise. The steering rack might not actually be that bad. This joint is fine, nice and tight, moves around, there's grease in it. There's a little movement there, but all of that clacking was probably this, because that is now will my conscience let me install the new hub onto that? Knowing how easy they are to swap over, I am tempted to do it. Purely for the fact that I'm losing brake fluid, so it's costing me money right there. They are not difficult to do once it's all put back together anyway, especially if I put some grease on here. That'll make it let go from the new hub really easily. I'm probably going to have to do suspension and things a bit later on. I don't think I'm going to drive the car until I've done this, but I don't think I'm going to do it in this sitting. That's really, really bad. Like, the boot isn't split, and this passed shuck-in, but realistically, it shouldn't have. That shouldn't have passed shuck-in. That's dangerous in my opinion. There's no grease in there at all. Talking about it, it's not going to get anything done. We need to just get it done. So I'm going to put some grease on there, put the new hub on, close that off, and then we'll deal with this after we've done the brake change. Will it be today? Will it be tomorrow morning? Who knows? But yeah. Okay, so let's get it done. Okay, a little bit of lithium grease around this. This is not for any other purpose than to make it easier to take this off when I do it in the next few hours, or in the next few hours. Basically, it's either going to be in the next two hours, or it's going to be in the next 24 hours, but that's not staying there. Okay, so I have to get the other hub. It's over there. Okay, right. Okay. Yep, slipped on really easy. That means it'll be easy to get off. Our ABS sensor is in the way, like it should be. Get that in there. These go in from the back. What are you doing to me? There we go. 1, 2, they're in. 1, 2, they're in. Need to get this old brake line off. That's going to be a 14, I believe. Is it? It is a 14. Be using one of these, because that's probably going to be easier. Now, which way are we going to be turning it? This needs to go this way. Very easy to undo. Yeah, okay, whoa, okay. Note to self, brake calipers hold a lot of, well, there was quite a lot of fluid in that. The way this works is the fluid comes down here, into here, These washers on the outside will stop the fluid from leaking out. The fluid will travel down these channels that are cut into the bolt. I thought this was a banjo bolt. It's actually, well, it kind of is. I guess it is. Normal banjo bolt has a hole in it, and then the fluid travels out the end. This one travels on the sides through the cuts in the thread there. Yeah, interesting. I've got a new banjo bolt and new washers, so won't be using any of that. Interesting, interesting. So, when I ordered new banjo bolts, look what I got. Exactly what I said. It's got a hole in it, in the side, and one in the end, so the fluid will travel through this bolt. This will be an updated design to the original there. So we've actually upgraded the van without even doing it intentionally. So the way this works is you put one washer on, then you put it through the hose, put the other washer on, bolt it on, and you're done. You're done now. We've got our hose leaking shit everywhere. Put that in there. Put that on there. Ugh. Hit your head. Connect this up like that. Oh, I've never ever had this much brake fluid near me in one sitting. It's fairly horrible. I'm gonna say, actually extend that to a very horrible. I don't like brake fluid. It is necessary though. So this is going to be just tight. There we go. That is tight. That will not leak. I'm going to drown this entire area with brake cleaner. So this is going to go through here like that. Our split pin will go back through it. Does it go like that? That's the question, actually. I should have done that first. As much as I hate to do this, I'm going to do it again. It goes that way. Right, so I actually had this. Or did I? No, I didn't. I didn't have it out. All right. It's a good idea to install this setting thing, the locking mechanism for the hose. It's a good idea to install that first so that you know which way your bolt needs to go around. Ask me how I figured that out. Probably spent $40 in brake fluid today. Be the same deal when I do the rears. There we go. You can literally give that a tap in with anything. I use this. It's too hard to push in with your fingers, but it's very, very light tapping to get it to go in with anything else. Okay, major brake fluid everywhere. Okay, that looks great. That's installed. We will put our steering rack in. Okay, that is back together. Well, that's pretty much done. The brake line's all connected. It isn't leaking, which is nice. Or is it? Well, we'll have to find out next time on Garage Kei. And that is how you do that. I will do the other side. I will probably fit the brake line first, because otherwise I'm going to lose a whole bunch of fluid. So I learned that in the process. Do the brake line first, fit the new brake line to this first. You could even fit the caliper and then hang it out of the way and then fit just the hub. I'm pretty happy with how that went. I need to torque these bolts up, but other than that, I need to fit the new sensor too. Let's have a look and see if this one's all covered in metal shavings like the other one was. I don't need to take it out. I can actually see it. If you look down in here, you can actually see the sensor. And this one is actually also covered in shit. This one is also covered in Schwarf. So I guess they're supposed to be that way. Why am I telling you now instead of in the footage? GoPro died and I didn't notice. That's okay, we managed to get one side done. The only difference with the other side is that the cable for the ABS sensor is a lot shorter. It's just on the other side of the frame rail, whereas the cable for this one reaches all the way over to the passenger side at the same location as the other one. I have no idea why they did that, but they did. So that's that. And that is the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you'd like to see what happens next on Garage Kei, press the subscribe button. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do that by getting your name on the Garage Kei door or purchasing yourself a hoodie or a t-shirt from the Teespring store. Details on those are in the description, so check that out. I will see you in the next episode. Later.